That's right. The 6th-term senator from Delaware, Joe Biden, will be the VP pick. Is it the best choice? We will discuss with a couple experts who know all about it. We go on to Nashville to Chip Saltzman. He's former campaign manager for Mike Huckabee. And David Serrata, who joins us from Denver. He's the author of The Uprising and is a nationally syndicated columnist. And we'll start with you, sir, since you're in my hometown. Tell me about this pick for Joe Biden. Do you like it? What was your initial reaction?
I think it's a pretty safe pick. I mean, Biden's got a lot of experience. He's got experience in foreign policy. The question is whether he undermines a little bit Barack Obama's change message. I mean, he also has been in D.C. for 30 years. He's not really the picture of change that you might expect. I think Obama's banking on the fact that he himself embodies change enough that he now needs experience. And I also think that the danger for Joe Biden on the campaign trail is that he's a little bit gaffe prone. He kind of speaks his mind a lot, and sometimes he puts his foot in his mouth. So that could come up.
Chip, let's get the Republican response here this morning. We've already seen the McCain campaign coming back saying there's been no harsher critic of Barack Obama's lack of experience than Joe Biden. Will this be the line of attack that Senator McCain will take now?
Well, I think some of it is. I think what Dave was talking about earlier is, does it cut against his change message? I mean, who knew that the agent of change has been hiding in the United States Senate for 36 years? I mean, it's a great place for them to hide if he's an agent of change. And I think the McCain people are going to be talking about Joe Biden's past comments, as you typically do. But I think what's going to be interesting, too, is the relationship that Joe Biden's had with John McCain over the years. Right. He's been touted as an attack dog for the Democrat Party. He's going to have a hard time going to do that against his friend John McCain, and if he does, he's going to look like he is not being true to himself, which I think may be tough for Joe Biden. But ultimately, I think this is a win for Democrats. It's a big win for Republicans, but it's probably an even bigger win for the late-night talk show hosts and the comedians that go on TV at night.
Well, David, we would love to get your response to the attack comment, and we will get that next. Stick with us. Much more from these two on the pick of Joe Biden for Vice President coming up in just minutes.
Welcome back to Fox and Friends this morning. Left side of your screen. Okay, here it's like Brady Bunch right now. Left side of your screen, what do we have there? We have Joseph Biden's mother's house.
Yes.
Doorbell's ringing. And we just learned that Beau Biden, Joe Biden's son, just arrived at the house.
The Attorney General.
The Attorney General of Delaware.
Will be off to Iraq in October.
And he arrived with his wife. And then on the right side of your screen, look who we have. We have Chip Saltzman. He's a former campaign manager to Mike Huckabee. And David Serrata, he's the author of Uprising, and he's out there in Denver, and he's a syndicated columnist. Wave your hand as well. Hey there. There we go. All right, we're back with you guys. Of course, we're talking about Barack Obama picking Joe Biden as his candidate, as his vice presidential candidate. Joe Biden is known to have some gaffes. He's able to speak his mind a couple of times. There's plenty of videotape out there of things he wishes he could take back. David, have the Democrats just handed the Republicans a little bit of a gem?
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, Joe Biden is a professional politician. He's made some mistakes. I think that he may make a mistake on the campaign trail, but I don't think it's a bad pick. It's a pretty solid pick. What I would also say is to Chip's point is that you're right. McCain is going to cite Biden's comments about McCain as proof that McCain is the candidate to elect. But I think that underestimates one of the cases that's going to be made against John McCain is that John McCain has changed. The old John McCain is not today's John McCain. And I think Joe Biden can actually make that case pretty credibly.
So, Chip, let's talk about John McCain. Does this choice of Joe Biden on the Democratic ticket affect who John McCain will choose? And is Mike Huckabee still in the running?
I don't think that Governor Huckabee's on the short list anymore, but I don't think this affects John McCain's decision process. I think probably from the very beginning, John McCain knew exactly what he wanted in a vice president. That's who he's ultimately going to pick. I've always thought it was going to be Governor Pawlenty from Minnesota. I think that fits in a lot of checks a lot of boxes, but I don't think today's pick is going to affect John McCain's decision one way or another.
Really? Okay, because I would have thought had he chosen Evan Bayh, maybe Tim Kaine, he might have gone with Pawlenty to try to pull back in a state. David, I want to ask you about the attack dog angle we discussed before the break. We know Mitt Romney will go after Barack Obama. He has been an attack dog for months now. But can Joe Biden be that attack dog going after John McCain, a guy he knows so well, a guy he calls a close friend?
I think he can. I think what he'll say is that John McCain is a friend of mine, and I have worked with him, but John McCain, the current John McCain, is different from the John McCain I've worked with in the past. Look, John McCain used to be something of a critic of the Iraq War. He used to be something of a critic of big money in politics. Now he's saying we should stay in Iraq for 100 years. He's saying that his campaign has all sorts of lobbyists involved in it. So I think the case that John McCain of today is not the John McCain of the past is a case that Joe Biden will be actually uniquely positioned to make.
Okay.
All right, David Sirota. Go ahead. You can have the last word.
Well, I was just going to say I couldn't disagree more. John McCain was critical of the war in Iraq and then did something about it when he was pushing the surge. He was critical of big money in politics, and he did something about it with McCain-Feingold. The difference is he's upset about something, he does something, Obama just talks about it.
All right, on that note, David Sirota, Chip Saltzman, thanks so much for joining us, guys.